Hello, I'm Hannah from CS department. I've come here to record my sixth experiment of my web tech. So about the sixth experiment is only about the timer functions, and in this I have to display a clock. I have to change the background color. The font size should be big and small, and animations and so stuffs are there in this experiment. So my first coding is about the digital clock, and it's about my HTML into my body tag, and that's all the form elements that I've used. I've actually used just a button in that, so that can be used in on click function. First, for the digital clock, I have used ID, and I've given on click function to show the time. And second one is to color me. So once I click on the button, so my color will be keep on changing for my background. And then my dynamic font is I have used two mouse over and mouse out. So when my mouse is over a font text, I want the font to increase. When my mouse is totally out of the content, I want it to be decreased. And I have a animation thing, that is when I have a car, that is my image. So that image, I'll have two buttons. One is start and stop, something like that. So when I click on that, I want the car to go on. So I have the same functions for it. I have the same on-click buttons for both, and we'll see the functions later in the script. And my final thing is, I'll have a students list, and when I click here, so I have two conditions where I've used to use a for loop for it. So born before 1980 and born after 1980. So these two have to be separated. So already a certain names have been fed. I am not actually giving an input. It is already fed inside, and then I'm going to display it. So now let's see the script for all. The first script, as I said, it's going to be about the timing. So as I said, the timer functions, we have two timer functions. One is called interval and one is called timeout. So timeout will only be called once and it will not return, and interval will be called for seconds. So a timer can be set for interval, so which can be keep on be coming and it will return. So in my display time function, this is a function for my digital clock. So I have four variables. One is for the date, and new date is already a function defined in my script. So get hours, get minutes, and get seconds are also the functions. So I've declared all this into a variable, so that will go and call the object of d, that is of data, and I'll get the time. And this being set, this get seconds and time will actually display your system date. So I'm using an ID of time, which has already been used in that button thing, and I'm going to display the timing according to the pattern of hours, minutes, and seconds. And I'm setting a set time interval, right? As I told already about the interval, I'm setting a interval for that function name and for how many times. So for 1000 milliseconds is for 1 second. So I want the time to be keep on generated for each and every second. And second one is for painting the background. So I have a function called paint, and I have given three colors, that is red, blue, green, and you know that will be the basic colors that we have, like normally RGB. And as we already have used in our previous exercise about the math floor and math random, so we are using the same function here, as the matrix will take the calculation of the colors. So normally the basic colors that we have will be, the count of the colors will be 255. So we are giving the same content for all the three, and the colors will be displayed in a variable of color. So that's already a function called RGB. So I'm giving the variable into that same function, and then I'm displaying my thing with the CSS style tag. So to use my CSS into my JavaScript, I'm using a tag called body.style.background color. So my color variable will be passed out here, so that my color will be shown there. And next is to increase and decrease. This is to display a dynamic font, right? So in my decrease function, in my increase function, I have I have the same text box ID to be passed here. So once I have my mouse over that, I want the font size to be bigger. So when my mouse is out of it, so the decrease function, the font size will be small. That's all about that function. And next one will be about our animation. So we already have a car picture here, so that will accelerate, and I am writing three. One is init. Init function is basically for that object to be in a position where I can give the command for the next one, move right or stop. So my init will be the basic function which I have to give for animation in my JavaScript. So animate is also a function is which has already been defaultly given here. So I'm giving relative so that I could change my positions. And in my move right function, I have a parse int where the value will be passed, so that when I click on my button, I want my car to be moving to the left. So I'm giving that object, image object is what we have given already, and that image object dot style dot left. So how much of like for how many px should that move to my left side. So I'm giving that, and that animate function will be called to the timeout. As I told, the timeout will only run once. So I'm giving timeout which will just move right once to like 50 seconds. Like just from here, like it will move off in that speed. That's all. And if I want to stop that, that means to come back to the same position. I'm actually using clear timeout. So the timeout what I called here will be cleared here, so that it will come back to the place. So I should mention which place it should come back again. As I defaultly created my image in my left side, so it will come back to the same side. And then I'm giving that window is a document function where it can be used, or if you want even you cannot use it. So like it doesn't matter. And I'm giving on load. So when I on load init is immediately when I open my browser, the image will already be there. Our work is just to click on the button so that it would accelerate in desktop. That's all. And then finally about the students details, where I have to display like varying about their year. As I said already, I've already given the set of students name. I've already called a array which is the first name, last name, and the year of birth. And inside the students function, I have all the 5 names according to their years. And there's a function called this student. In this, I have a iteration. It will be till 5, which will be incremental, which will go and collect my first name, last name, and my year of birth in all these variables, and it will be displayed as a student name in my inner HTML tag. And then I'm using a if else here. So if my year this variable the year of birth will be passed. So this year of birth will be checked here. If my year is greater than 1980, it will be displayed here. After is what we have already given in the ID there, and or else it will be displayed here. So before. So that's all about the script. So now let's see how our timer function works as we run the file. So even here we have used the same field set, and this is my digital clock. So as I told, when I have a on click there, my time will be keep on going, as my lap time is also same 11:03 and the same timing out here. So paint me, you can be keep on clicking it and changing the color, as we have already given variations of red, blue, and green. So your colors will be keep on changing according to the variation. Dynamic font. So once I have my mouse over it, my content will come bigger. When I come out of it, my content will get smaller. The car. So for this only, so the car has already been there when we load the page. For this only, we have used a function called init, in which is being called by the window.onClick. So once I accelerate it, it's like keep on going, right? So it goes in a speed of 50. For this, a timeout is set. That's why it's not moving automatically. When you set an interval, it will keep on going automatically. When I give break, it will come back to my position back again, as I given the style.left there. The student details we have already displayed. So when I have my button alone to click, so I'll have my name displayed, what I've already given in the array in my coding, and then it will be displayed before and after each. So that's all about this experiment. And finally, we'll be hosting this in a web hoster. In like you can choose whatever web host you want, and I'm going to host it in my 00.webhost app, and you will have a website where you can watch it from anywhere. So that's all about my website. Thank you so much for watching my video.